Welcome everyone to summer session. This is Bio 110, Principles of Biology. I'm your instructor, Jessica Ball. If you found this link, that means that you have found your Moodle course for 110. We're going to use this time during this video to go through your Moodle course so you can find your assignments, your quizzes, and everything else. So let's get started. So here we are at our Moodle screen for Principles of Biology, Bio 110. And if you scroll down in the middle, you'll see this is where you linked on. So you've done the first steps for this course. Before we go through the main part of it, I want to just familiarize yourself with Moodle. Some of you have maybe taken a class before with Moodle. Some of you, this might be your first time. So we'll just go through a few things and then get them to the meat of everything. So it's divided into three main columns. The first is this column where you've got the name of your of the course, which you can see it as well here under the title. The participants, so who's part of the class, grades. This is probably what you're going to become very familiar with when you're checking your grades out. And then these are the different sections for this course. So you'll notice that looking down here, you've got 10 modules or 10 lessons that we'll be going over through this summer course. And then at the bottom, we'll talk about this a little bit later of sort of like makeup work to do if you've ever missed other assignments. But the nice thing about this column is if you're maybe going through Moodle and you've already gone through the first 6 modules, maybe you just want to get to module 8, you can just click and it goes straight to module 8. So that's a nice thing to have there. So let's just go back up to the top to the Welcome to Biology and look at the third column here. So the third column, the first block has my information, my email, where my office is, the number, and the way I prefer you all to contact me. Because it's summer session, because this is entirely online class, the way I will be most reachable will be via email. And I will respond within 24 business hours. So what that means is during the weekends, if you email me on like Friday night, you may not hear from me until probably sometime on Monday. So that will be the best way. I'm probably going to be in my office maybe about once a week and check messages, but please, if you don't, you need to email me, not call. So below that are activities. The 3 ways you're graded in this class are by assignments, forums, where you will add comments, and quizzes. So the way to reach me via email is going to be under quick mail, where you can compose an email to me or maybe one of your fellow students. Down here below quick email are upcoming events. So this is telling you what's coming up, what's going to be due. I noticed one of the events on here isn't on here that I need to make sure is post. These due dates are going to change, just so you know. So make sure you check your Moodle when you are trying to find out when assignments are coming up. And then below that is the calendar. And what is nice about the calendar is when you hover over like the highlighted pink areas, this tells you what's due. So, and you can go further into the semester and see when some things are coming up due. One way to keep up with your schedule. So let's get into the meat of this. So in order to make this bigger, this is the nice feature that I like with Moodle. This icon up here next to Moodle Home, it hides this first column. So you can see more of the meat of our course. So just remember, if it's like this and you're trying to get to the shortcut, which is this part of Moodle, to make sure, just to hit that button. Okay, so let's look at this. So here's the introduction, and this is the first thing that you need to do, which you pretty much already are doing. You're viewing the introduction video. You also need to make sure you read the welcome message as well. This is where I will post announcements for this class. So one way to check the announcements is getting on Moodle and checking them, but they do go to your email, your student email. So you need to be sure to check your student email daily to see any sorts of messages that I might send. If I either send announcements this way, or I will send messages composing an email as well. So please check them daily. There's also another little link up here that tells you about messages that are coming in. So these messages are another way you all could contact each other as well as me. And they all come to your student email. So again, check your student email daily. So right now you're watching the introduction video, which is the second part of this. So for the first step, read your announcements, view the video, and then make sure you read the syllabus and explore the first block by scrolling down the modules. So we're going to do that so you can become familiar with this, because part of this video is going to help you with your very first assignment. So here's your syllabus under the introduction video. Please make sure you read it, and if you have any questions, to please contact me. It's your requirements for this class. This talks about the attendance policy, the schedule of assignments. These two, the syllabus and the schedule of assignments, I advise you to make a printout of these two to keep up with what we're doing this course during the summer. So the schedule of assignments sort of reflects the upcoming events reflects your schedule of assignments, but this is the best thing to make sure to have so you know what assignments are coming up. And this will show you maybe if I've changed any dates for anything. So under the student help section, this is really going to be a place to help you with things that sort of like out of what I do, outside of what I do for you, like printing services. This is what Sandhills provides for you, free printing. So if you do want to print something out, you can use that resource. Online student resources. Okay, so for online student resources, if you have any questions about something that's technology related about Moodle, if you're not sure how to use the forum, if you're not sure how to do a quiz, this is where you need to go for those questions. They're going to be the fastest way to get an answer, so you need to use that. Student services on campus is another place. Obviously, this is an online course, so you don't physically have to be on campus, but if you're able to, if you have any problems with your computer, you could physically go to the Dempsey Center where they're located or contact them at this link. So below this link is your textbook, Concepts of Biology. This is the link to your textbook. Now, there's two ways you can view it for free. You could just click on the link and look at it online. Or if you'd like to, you could download the PDF of the book as well. If you'd like a black and white copy, you can purchase that at the College Bookstore in the Dempsey Center. There are colored copies that are available online, so that would be another way, and it's for a minimal price. The frequently asked questions is a nice link. Throughout the semester, students will have questions about like the same question over and over. And so those questions that keep being asked, this is where us instructors have posted this. So any question you might have, maybe first go to this part, then ask your fellow peers, and then come to me with a question. So contacting your peers, that would be the next one. The Student Coffee House Forum. This is y'all's place where this is the realm where I do not go. This is y'all's place to talk amongst yourself. So if you do have a question about something that's going on, to talk to each other, go there. This would sort of be like when, you know, you're out of class or before I come in to start talking in a lecture, this would be where you guys, you know, start talking and asking questions and trying to figure things out. So, but I would definitely, number one, go to frequently asked questions. Then go to the Student Coffee House Forum, ask each other what's going on, and then obviously come contact me via email. So if you've never used a forum before, these are directions on how to do that. Some of the forums, they're going to be quite quick, where you just have to like write in maybe what your heart rate is, but some forums you're going to have to write a written response that's going to be a few sentences. So this is just how to write a prompt. So one other thing I want to comment about writing, when you're writing or responding to a forum, you need, the best advice I can give you is to start it in a Word file. So start a Word file, write your comment, save it, and then copy paste it to the forum. The worst thing that's happened to students is where they wrote up an awesome forum and they tried to submit it and something went wrong and they lost everything that they wrote. So save it first on a Word doc and then copy paste it to the forum. Okay, now we're going to go to the first assignment, which is the orientation here. So you'll notice that there are these arrows and they move. So the orientation right now is what we call open, where it shows you everything. Now, if you don't want to look at everything that's going on, you can close it and you just click on the arrow and see how everything disappeared. You could have everything opened all at once, but it makes it really, really long to look at everything. That's where it's nice to open this up to go a shortcut to the modules that you're working on. So I'm going to use that, close it, and then go to this orientation. So I really want to close all. I'm going to keep them closed. They're closed. Yeah. So let's look at orientation. So the first assignment that you need to do is going to close May 23rd at 11 o'clock. So you need to make sure after watching this video and reading the steps up here for the first step, you need to take this online quiz. So after viewing the introduction video, which is this one, and reading the syllabus and exploring the first block, you need to take this orientation assignment. It should be completed by 11 o'clock, May 23rd. That's when it closes. If I don't have any contact from you all or see that you have not been on Moodle by May 28th, you will be dropped from class. So please remember that. But most importantly, the best thing to do is after you listen to this video and look through and read this, take the quiz. So the other thing that I want to do is go through an example of one of the modules so you know what the sort of how each of the modules are set up. So each of the modules are a lesson that comes from your biology books, your OpenStax biology book. So every single module shows the same thing. It has a description of what we're going to do, and it tells you what you're responsible for and when it's due. So here it's showing that when a forum is going to be due at a certain time. It tells you when a lab report is going to be due as well, and any extra information about those assignments. The other thing shows you the objectives. So we always have objectives for each module, so you know what we expect of you. The other part of this content are 2 steps. The first step is your assignment. Under the content assignment, there's always a reading assignment. It tells you what you need to read. So obviously here for module number 1, you're going to read chapter number 1 in your Concepts of Biology book. And remember, you can access that online, or you can always get a hard copy at the bookstore. The second way to get your material is to listen to the video lecture. Okay, so that's another way. So reading the book, then listening to the video lecture. We also have the video lecture in Word as a doc, so you're able to look at the narrative of the video as well. So 3 ways to start your assignment, to understand the material. Step 2 are the graded assignments that you're all going to be going through. So for this section, and is going to be a forum, which is Are Viruses Alive? So you'll need to, when this will be active, it's going to be in red. It's going to be a lot lighter. It's restricted right now, but when the class opens, it will be open, but you have to first mark the video 1 lecture as complete, which is up here. Now, how do I grade this Are Viruses Alive? If you want to know how I'm grading it, you need to click here, the grading rubric for the discussion forum. This shows you all the different levels that I look at for grading. So the other part of your assignment is a lab assignment. So hopefully you all know that this class is a lab and has a lab and a lecture. So here's the lab part. So the first thing that you are responsible for lab would be turning in a scientific method in homeostasis lab. So you will be downloading a lab assignment. If you're not sure how to do that, you need to go back up to student resources on how to upload assignments. The other assignment for lab is going to be another forum. The other part of modules are additional resources that give you to help you to complete the assignments. So for example, for module 1, additional resources is what we have here on how to make a graph in Excel. So if you don't know how to do that, you can go on that link. And then obviously the next module is module 2, and it's the same thing. I'll just go through it quickly. An introduction, when things are going to be due, the objectives, step 1, showing you the reading assignment, the video, and the narrative, and then the graded assignments. So module 2, you'll notice that we have something different here. We have a study guide, and you will be taking a quiz for module 2. So the last thing I want to look at is scrolling down to the end. So again, we have 10 modules, so 10 lessons. And you have 3 assignments for where this would be if you just totally bombed a test, or if you forgot to take a test, or you forgot to do a homework assignment. So comprehensive final exam, this is not mandatory, but you may choose to take it, and it could replace one of these 3 grades right within these modules. Okay, so it's optional, and it will replace one of these other grades if you totally bombed, or if you just This would be if, oh, I forgot to do this assignment. Well, if you forgot to take a test or do an assignment, a test or an assignment, this is what you would go to make up those assignments. So this would be one of the tests, and then this is an assignment that you would do to substitute Module 7, the organism report. And then for lab, we have one makeup that you can do. So remember that you do have a chance to make up a lower grade or a missing report. So once you've come to the end of this, when you look at this on your own Moodle, you should be ready to go back to the orientation and read the welcome letter and take your quiz, and then we'll be ready to go. So if you have any questions, please contact me. I'm looking forward to working with each and every one of you. So again, I look forward to it, and I hope to be hearing from you soon.